Thank you for tuning in to the Bud and Roach Show.
So, I want to start this different. So, you can just cut this part out, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So, the following takes place between 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. Yo. Events occur in real time. I absolutely love that show.
Talking about 24, right?
24, clearly, without a doubt. You got to start. I love that show. All my heart, favorite show, television history, hands down. A lot of other shows I love, but I'm gonna say what actually, who's the reason for this podcast is your wife, is Brenna. Brenna's the reason for this podcast. Cause she hit me up and she told me she was listening to the Fanboy one, and she thought I was talking about Game of Thrones for a while until I brought up Star Wars, and she realized it, and she was like, "But when you gonna watch it?" She hit me. I was like, "I wanna, but I don't have the time." I was like, "I'm getting to the point where I'm this close to just picking a day every week to watch at least one episode of Game of Thrones and try to stick to a schedule like that."
In the beginning, I was not big on the show. I used to clown her for watching the show. I was much like you in my opinion of I didn't want to watch it because everyone else was watching it. And then it was the off season. Then it was during the time while they was filming the new season and everything was kind of dying down. You didn't have the Comic-Con people really just blasting this shit out every fucking day, every 10 minutes. So I was able to sit back and actually enjoy the show without people yammering my fucking ears off. And it's ended up being one of the best shows I've ever seen, bro.
I feel like it's going to be a great show when I do sit down to finally watch it. Which is why I have all intentions of watching it. I just don't know when I'll get to it. But at this point, I want to watch it so bad that I had all intentions of I wanted to get into it. And like I said, all the fans, the fanboys of the show, that culture, made me not want to watch it and turned me off on it. And
they kind of ruin everything.
Nothing, they haven't done that to me with Marvel. They haven't done that. They never did that to me with Harry Potter. It wasn't done to me with Star Wars, obviously, with the way I've fallen headfirst into Star Wars recently. But I don't know what it was about just the gung-ho-ness of it, man. And just everyone's just so, and it's I can't remember what show it is. Bob's Burgers. Gene, the youngest kid in one of the recent seasons, there was a game at the school they came up with that all the kids started playing, and they said everyone loved it. He hated it. But when he finally won the game and they had a big tournament, the thing about it was you're allowed to give a speech afterwards. One of the things he said was, I think that when people say when people say everyone loves something, they're being a little loose with the word everyone.
This is on Bob's Burgers?
Bob's Burgers. And it was the end of the episode.
Let me ask you this question. What constitutes a show to be bingeable? You have to have a certain amount of episodes to consider that a binge.
See, here's the thing. I'll say at least one season. I'll say one.
So minimum one season.
One completed season. I won't say it has to be X amount of episodes. I'll say at least 4 episodes. Doesn't matter.
I was gonna say 5.
I was gonna say at least 4, because I'll tell you what was 4 that I binged, and I haven't even gotten a chance. Also, because of my fucking time commitments, because of work and everything else, haven't gotten a chance to watch season 2 yet. Castlevania. I told you how much I like that. That was really my first dive into anime on my own, because a lot of people say that's designed and like animated the same way they do animes.
For some reason, I thought you was talking about there's this show that's out right now that we started binging on a little bit, and it's about Dracula.
Yeah, I saw you guys watching it when I was here last week.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get into it yet. But Castlevania on Netflix, also on Netflix, is a show that I binged the first season and I didn't get to watch the second season yet. But when I say binge at least one season, at least 4 episodes, you say 5, doesn't matter the length. I'll say at least a sitcom, half-hour sitcom length, which would be, obviously the half-hour on regular TV, 22 to 24 minutes, on streaming service, no commercials, Um,
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's bingeable. How I Met Your
That's
Mother.
about 23 minutes. 23-minute episodes.
How I Met Your
9
Mother.
seasons.
The Office. Parks and Rec. There's one more right there on the tip of my tongue. 30 Rock.
But then you have like the super joints, like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was about 53-minute
Yeah,
episodes.
there's about, they alternated between some were like the weird like 40, like some were the traditional, like, that runs the hour, so go 44 to 47 minutes for the commercials, and then you have the season premieres or like the mid-season finales or like the season finale episodes that ran longer, that ran the 55, 56, the hour, sometimes the 61 minutes, and then the episode was on TV for 90 minutes. That episode had commercials, everything in between.
24 wouldn't have been successful as a sitcom length. It had
No,
to
it
be
had
an
to be an
hour.
hour.
It
You
had to
couldn't
be an
do
hour.
it in half-hour increments. And I mean, and the premise of it is why they gave it the full season, and that's like what I always tell people when you get into 24. I don't ever give a lot to people. 24/7 is one of my favorite shows, and I tell people the story behind the first season. Fox was gonna cancel the first season before it finished, but as it started to pick up steam, before they ordered to finish the order of the episodes, they said so many people, like the higher ups, were so invested in it and liked how the storyline was going. They wanted to know who the mole was. That's why.
There was just one person there who was just like, I can't let this shit die, bro.
They wanted to know who the mole. There were people like in the higher ups who wanted to know who the mole was. And I say that the season 1 mole and what sets a lot of who Jack Bauer is through that, like those few episodes and that season. And I tell people, just watch it.
Is that other show that he's on? Is it still continuing, or
What?
is
Designated Survivor?
Designated Survivor.
I know Netflix picked it up. I think they canned it though. I know ABC canned it. Netflix picked it up, shot a season, but I don't know if they're doing another season. I never watched it really, so I couldn't give definitive answers on that, man.
I don't want him to be typecasted into politic movies.
Me either, man. He was perfect for Jack Bauer, and I can't say why, because everyone tells me who's met him is he's short as shit. He's like 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah, so is Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and I mean, yo, 24 to me, bro, is like Jack Bauer. I tell everyone Jack Bauer's an American icon. He's an American hero, even if he is a fictional fucking character. But that's the type of shit I mean.
You got Americans saying that classic wrestling line. It's still real to us. They were gonna meet Kiefer Sutherland and be like, "Yo, Jack, talk to me, please."
Like that's what I'm gonna like. If I ever see him, I'm gonna call him Jack Bauer, bro. Like when I saw Hank
He's gonna
Azaria,
Jack Bauer your ass.
when I saw Hank Azaria, bro, I called him Brockmeyer, bro. I said, "Hey, Brockmeyer." He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like when I saw him at work that day.
And then when he walked away from me, he said, "Fucking dumb piece of shit."
I mean, he is with his kids, so I mean, he probably did, but he
He
gives a
said
shit.
that shit under his breath. Married with Children is a sitcom that I feel a lot of people don't really pay attention to anymore. And I think it's still one
I
of the
say a
best
lot
ones.
of people, you know why? Because a lot of people that after our generation don't know really who Ed O'Neill is.
Yeah, but even with that Modern Family shit that he
that's
had
what they
going on.
know him for. And it's also like they don't know Katie Seagal for other than Gemma on fucking
on Sons of Anarchy.
on Sons of Anarchy. You know, nobody knew who Christina Applegate. These motherfuckers don't know Christina Applegate was every 90s teenager's wet dream back
Well,
then.
how the fuck do we live through the TV eras that Al Bundy is not even a nationally recognized or globally recognized character anymore? Like, they really replaced Al Bundy with that bullshit that he's playing now? Why? Because his girl looks better?
I have no idea. I mean, I'll say I thought Peggy Bundy was hot as shit back
I
in
thought
the
she
day.
was
I thought
fire.
Peggy, yo, always wearing those fucking leggings and that fucking what? Forget about it.
That's a guilty pleasure right there.
Like her fucking voice. I mean, it was annoying somewhat, but I thought Katie Seagal was hot. I think she's still kind of hot. Sofia Vergara, very hot. I think I think hearing her speak regular and then her overdoing it with her accent on that show is the reason that I can never really sit down and watch that show. I think everyone else is that show, but when she comes on, like it's cringy with her accent. The way
She plays to the stereotypes.
she overplays the stereotype, but it's worked for her. Obviously, she's banked on it financially. You can't, knock her for it. But like, that's one of the reasons I've yet to get into that show, because I've seen other parts of that show that are actually pretty funny that made me laugh. But it's like every time I see her, and it's just like, oh, that fucking like, it's like, it's just it bothers me. I don't know why, but it does.
Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna come back and talk more about this shit. Sofia Vergara, as she pronounces it. Was this Modern Family shit her claim? What?
She was in other movies before. She was in Four Brothers. She was Tyrese's crazy girlfriend in Four Brothers. She's done other shit. Do you remember? All right, I'm gonna tell you exactly who she was, and I'm gonna be ashamed at how long it took me to realize this was her. Do you remember Entourage?
Yeah.
Medellin.
Yes.
The girl Billy fell in love with on the set.
Yes. Holy shit.
That's her. Do you want to know something?
Did she speak much? I don't remember.
She did, and she didn't have that ridiculous over-the-top accent.
So it worked.
She sounded like...
She should.
Yes, like a Colombian. I believe she's Colombian, if I'm not mistaken.
The accent shit that she does, it's super cringy, bro.
It's super... It's the stereotype. And, I mean, like I said...
It's almost racist against yourself.
Some people have to do it, man. Dynamite! What are you talking about, Willis? You just have some people have to do it. It seems like it seems like minorities do it more though. But in that same vein, man,
they have to. They
have to, man. I'll say there are a few shows that I want to get to that before I get to ones that I haven't watched yet that I want to that are bingeable, man. Have you ever watched The Wire?
Yes.
Straight through.
Not the whole thing.
One of the most criminally underrated shows in television history. I think that is probably, it'll go down as one of the top 5 greatest ever American TV shows.
That was part of the tagline for Pale Blue Light, this pilot that we shot. It was like Entourage meets The Wire.
Yeah.
That was the pitch.
Yeah.
So I actually we had to watch The Wire to do research on what kind of show we was about to be a part of. I had already had Entourage on Smash. Entourage is a show that if you haven't seen that shit, don't talk to me.
Yeah, even Entourage, yeah, that's a binge one, man.
What they did, it was 5-6 seasons?
Entourage, hell no, Entourage was like 8.
8 seasons?
7 at least, I believe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. They broke up 3, 3A, 3B, 4, 5, 6. Vinny's calling 8.
8 seasons plus a movie.
And a movie, yeah.
And the movie was literally just a episode.
A really long episode, or a condensed season. Because think about it, it was like a 2-hour movie. That's like 4 episodes.
Yo,
so that was really a Netflix season.
Genius.
Yeah, man. I tell everybody, if you had a problem with that movie, you never saw that fucking show. Don't ever say a word to me again.
See, the thing about things like that is the fact that you only watch the movie if you watch the show. If you watch the movie alone, you're not even gonna like it.
You're not gonna get it. A lot of it's gonna be out of context to you. It's gonna,
like El Camino,
yeah,
the Netflix movie with Jesse Pinkman.
I want to watch it, but I haven't seen Breaking Bad in so long. I feel like I need to rewatch Breaking Bad before I do.
Bro, I just watched the entire Breaking Bad, the entire thing, and then I watched El Camino right after that shit, and it's just like the Entourage movie. It's just another long ass episode, but that it puts closure to stories that you wanted closure for. So you're only gonna like it if you enjoyed the fucking series. If you just watch that movie on its own, it's not gonna make any sense.
It's not. But here's a show I'm gonna say I've never seen, man. And when I say a lot of people judge me for it, I've seen. Obviously, we know what happens in the end, how it ended. But a show that I want to get around to binging at some point in my adult life, that I think I'll appreciate now more. The Sopranos.
Yo, that's another one. I've never watched that
I've
shit.
never really watched The Sopranos.
I've only
like
watched
that.
clips on YouTube.
Clips and like whatever my parents were watching at the time. If my dad was watching it.
And the only reason I even watched clips on YouTube was because during Sunday night screenings, this guy named John Thomas brought some dude named Vinny Vella, who was one of the characters on fucking Sopranos, to the screenings. And I was just like, holy shit, this thing is actually working.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though.
I've never seen, I didn't finish Sons of Anarchy. I watched up to, I think, the first few episodes of the 5th season, and I just sort of fell off, and it ended. I didn't get to see the rest, but I always want to go back to the beginning and binge that again, because the beginning of the season of that was extremely good, and then it kind of muddled a bit, then got good again, and then I just sort of fell off.
The Walking Dead fell off.
The Walking Dead fell off hard body, man.
Very hard.
They in my mind, they jumped the shark, man. It's like,
they lost it.
Yeah, you had it for a while, like your 11th season now, man. You're not even fighting zombies anymore. You're fighting each other now. So
but at this point, they should have went out on a high note.
Yes.
And just wrote out the merch for the rest of your life, bro. That shit will have the cult following. You lost the cult following. People don't like to watch it.
Yeah,
no
people
more.
are like, it's still like, this is still on. Like, it's really what it is. And
it's becoming like Law and Order.
But now you have Fear the Walking Dead. They're about to launch another one. Even Fear the Walking Dead, the first season of that was really good. I tried to watch the second season. The first few episodes weren't good, and I never watched it again. Even that's still on, though. And then they're launching another one that's supposed to be like further in the future, the first generation born, like into the zombie apocalypse.
At this point, it almost seems like they're on damage control.
Yeah, man. I don't know what they're doing there, man. But they've definitely lost steam. Grey's Anatomy is another one, man, that I'm shocked is still on TV at this point. But there's even that hasn't lost its huge. Like, they were a big, huge thing. Then they sort of fell off a bit and then just went right back to being a big, huge thing again.
You gonna binge anything? Matter of fact, we got time for one more show each. I'm gonna give you mines. Dawson's Creek.
You've binged that?
I've binged it.
I've never binged that. I've never watched Dawson's Creek. I won't tell you one I've binged, but in the same vein, I'll say it's kind of bingeable, and I did watch back in the day, man. And I'll say this without shame: One Tree Hill.
See, that was like the WB era. Like it was during it was a weird space.
My boy
and time.
Gavin DeGraw, man, that was his.
They just had everything
for that.
popping.
And in that matter, also, man, when I'll say another criminally underrated show that I'm glad another network picked up and gave life to after NBC canned it, man, Friday Night Lights, the TV show. That was another criminally underrated TV show. Aside from the second season, which you can either watch or skip, which it doesn't matter, but you could go from season 1 to 3 and just toss season 2 away and you'll still be all right. But if you do choose to watch season 2, it doesn't fuck it up, but that's probably the only season that I'd say was, yeah. But other than that, the other,
Smallville.
I never watched Smallville.
That show.
You know what show I do? I want to watch actually, and we know someone who's on it as an extra, and I saw someone watching binge it, and I saw all the episodes out of order and just saw bits and pieces of them all. And I was like, that's crazy. At work, Gotham.
Yo, we need to make a drinking game that everybody got to take a shot every time you see Thunder in a fucking episode, bro.
Yo, my nigga, we won't even make it through one episode probably, bro.
Holy shit. Listen, you guys know where the fuck to follow us at Bud and Roach.
And you already know where to get all the motherfucking information you need on Bud and Roach. www.budandroach.com, baby. We do the fucking, you heard?
Thank you for tuning in to the Bud and Roach Show.